Hello students, I hope you all are safe at home. As all of us cannot come to college, let us begin with our video lecture. The chapter which we will discuss today is your 10th chapter, halogen derivatives. Okay. Now what are halogens? We all know it. Halogens are denoted by symbol X. It includes group 17 elements which are fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astatine. As astatine is a radioactive element, we will not discuss the reactions of astatine in this chapter. First, let us understand the meaning of halogen derivatives. These are what? The compounds that are formed by the replacement of one or more hydrogen atom by one or more halogen atoms from aliphatic or aromatic hydrocarbons. In simple word, you can say these are what? The compounds that are formed by the substitution of halogen atom to a hydrocarbon, which could be an aliphatic or aromatic compound. Okay, let's see one example. Suppose an alkane that is represented by a general molecular formula CnH2n plus 2 is substituted by halogen atom by removing one of the hydrogen atom. You will get what? A haloalkane. I hope you all remember the meaning of substitution. Substitution is replacement of one or more atom by other atom or group of atoms. Okay. In the same way, if you do the substitution of a halogen to an alkene, you will get haloalkene. If you do it to the alkyne, you will get haloalkyne. And if you do this to an aromatic compound, you will get haloarenes. Okay, we can classify the halogen derivative on two bases. On the basis of the hydrocarbon chain to which we are adding our halogen. On that basis, the halogen derivatives can be classified into four different categories. If you do the substitution of a halogen to an alkane chain, you will get a haloalkane. If you do that to an alkene chain, you will get what? A haloalkene. If you do the substitution of halogen to an alkyne, you will get haloalkyne. And if you do it to the aromatic ring, that is to a benzene, you will get what? Haloarenes. Here halogen is bonded to different hydrocarbon chain. You can see one example of each is given in the picture. Now apart from this, we can also classify the halogen derivative on the basis of number of halogen atoms that are being substituted to our parent hydrocarbon. It could be anything, haloalkane, alkene or alkyne. Okay, so on the basis of number of halogens that we are adding to the particular hydrocarbon, we can classify the halogen derivative as monohalogen derivative, dihalogen derivative, trihalogen derivative and polyhalogen derivative. Okay, I hope you all know what is the meaning of mono, di, tri or poly. If only one halogen atom is substituted to a hydrocarbon, we will get monohalogen derivative. For example, I have given the example of monosubstituted alkane, that is chloromethane. In the same way, if two halogens are substituted, you will get dihalogen. If three are substituted, you will get trihalogen. If more than three are substituted, you will get polyhalogen derivative. Okay, you can refer to the examples of each which is given here. Monochloromethane, dichloromethane. This is the simplest example I have given here. We can see the more complex example when we will do the nomenclature. Okay, trichloro or tetrachloromethane. Okay, these are what the examples of polysubstituted halogen derivatives. Okay, now let's move towards another kind of possible classification. Now let us discuss in detail the classification of monohalogen derivatives. The monohalogen derivatives can also be classified on the basis of position of halogen atom and the hybridization of carbon atom to which the halogen is bonded. Okay, So this is the classification of monohalogen derivative. Okay, and the classification is done on the basis of what? The position of halogen atom in the chain, and to which carbon, the type of hybridization of the carbon atom to which the halogen is linked. We all know that hybridization of carbon atoms are of three types: sp3, sp2 and sp hybridization. Okay, so if your halogen is bonded to a sp3 hybridized carbon atom, we can get three different types of halogen derivatives, which are alkyl halide, allylic halide and benzylic halide. If halogen is bonded to a sp2 hybridized carbon atom, we can get two different types of halogen derivatives, which are vinylic halide and aryl halide. And if it is bonded to an sp hybridized carbon atom, you can get a haloalkyne. Now here also these are more, you can see there are 6 types. Okay, we will discuss each type in detail afterwards. Now all the 3 types, alkyl halide, allylic halide and benzylic halide, can also exist in 3 different forms, that is primary, tertiary and secondary. They can form primary alkyl halide, secondary tertiary alkyl halide. In the same way, primary, secondary and tertiary allylic halides are possible, and primary, secondary and tertiary benzylic halides are possible. Hope you have understood this classification. Now let's move forward to make it more clear. Okay, now example of alkyl halide. This is your first type. The example of alkyl halide I have given here is, you can see here the halogen atom is bonded to an alkane chain. Okay, now what happens here? The halogen is bonded to such carbon which is bonded to only one other carbon atom. That is why it is called as primary alkyl halide. I hope you all remember what is primary, secondary and tertiary carbon. If your halogen is bonded to a secondary carbon, that is the carbon that is bonded to 2 other carbon atom is your secondary carbon, you will get what? Secondary alkyl halide. If the halogen is bonded to a carbon that is bonded to 3 other carbons, that is your tertiary carbon, you will get tertiary alkyl halide. Okay, so alkyl halides can be of 3 types: primary, secondary and tertiary. In the same way, benzylic halides can also be of 3 types. I have given the example of primary benzylic halide, secondary benzylic halide and tertiary benzylic halide. Okay, now the names of these compounds we'll discuss when we'll discuss the nomenclature. Okay, then again see here the example of allylic halide. It can also be of 3 types: primary allylic halide, where your halogen is bonded to a carbon which is bonded to an sp2 hybridized carbon atom. Okay, examples can be of 3 different kinds, that is primary, secondary and tertiary. Okay, here you can also get the example in the form of what? This is what? A cyclic structure, not an aromatic structure but a cyclic structure. Here you can see the halogen atom is bonded to a carbon which is bonded to a doubly bonded carbon atom. Okay, so it is not an aromatic compound but what? A cyclic alkene to which a halogen is added. So allylic halide are what? Your haloalkenes. In the same way, vinylic halide. In vinylic halide, the halogen is directly bonded to the carbon atom which is forming a double bond with the other carbon atom. Okay, this CH2 double bond C group is known as what? Vinyl group. Okay, so it is also a haloalkene. This can also be, the example can also be mentioned for cyclic alkene. Here you can see the halogen is bonded to a cyclic ring where the carbon is making a double bond. Okay, then aryl halide. Here what happens? Your halogen is bonded to directly to an aromatic ring. Okay, 2 examples I have given here. The last one was haloalkyne. Here the halogen is bonded to a alkyne, that is a carbon that is forming triple bond with the other carbon atom. All in all these examples you can understand the classification of what your halogen derivatives. Now let's move towards the nomenclature. Nomenclature we know that are of two types: common or trivial system and IUPAC system. Okay, in common system what we do, nomenclature are of two types, common and IUPAC system. It is very simple. The nomenclature is very simple. In common system, the halogen derivatives will be named as alkyl halide, that is, we'll mention the name of alkyl group first, followed by the name of halogen atom as halide. So here what you'll do, first you'll mention which alkyl group is there with suitable prefixes like iso, neo, whatever it is, and then you will write the name of your halogen atom as halide. Like if it is bromine you will write bromide, for chlorine you will write chloride. Okay, in IUPAC system what we do, we first mention the name of halogen followed by the name of parent alkene. Again the halogen will be named as halo. It means if iodine is there you will name it as iodo, if chlorine is there you will name it as chloro, and likewise. Then you will write the name of your parent alkane. Okay, and whatever suitable prefixes are needed will be added here. For example, if your parent chain contain other substituent also, alkyl substituent also, you will mention the name of that alkyl substituent and then the name of your parent alkane chain. So name of halogen is halo plus name of parent alkane chain. Now we will make it more clear by looking at the examples. I have written some examples here and we'll write down their common as well as IUPAC name. We always begin with what? The simple things. The first example here is what? An example of alkyl halide where an halogen is added to a carbon. Okay, so you can see there is only one carbon, so it is which group? A methyl group, and the name of halogen would be termed as chloride. So in common system we'll write it as what? Methyl chloride. What would be its IUPAC name? In IUPAC name we'll first mention the name of what? Alkane, a halogen, which is what? Chloro, and then the name of parent chain, and then parent chain contain only one carbon, it means it is what? A methane, chloromethane. It is what? Chloromethane. Then what is the name of this? This is your halide. Okay, and this is your alkyl group. So first write down the name of alkyl group. Which alkyl group is there? This is what? CH2CH3, that is ethyl, and the name of halogen is bromine, so it becomes bromide. In IUPAC system we'll first mention which halogen is there as halo, that is bromo, and then the name of alkane, which is ethane, it is bromoethane. Now let's move forward. This is what? 1 2 3 carbon chain. Now after the when the 3 carbon chain comes, the possibility of isomers starts. Okay, so here what happens, you can see which group is this? CH3CH. CH3 is a propyl group. The propyl group can be isopropyl or N-propyl, that is normal propyl. So here you can see your halogen is not attached to your terminal carbon, it is attached to the secondary carbon, the carbon which is bonded to two other carbons. So the name of this would be what? Secondary propyl bromide. Okay, now this secondary propyl group can also be named as isopropyl. Both are correct. Okay, isopropyl or secondary propyl bromide, and its IUPAC name would be what? First, what is your halogen? It is bromo, so you will write what? Bromo. But now, what is your alkane? It is 1, 2, 3, that is propane. Here we have to mention the position of bromo. Is it attached to the first carbon? No, it is attached to our second carbon, so we'll write it as 2-bromo-propane. So whenever prefixes or locants are needed, they will be added into the name. Okay, 2 is the locant, that describes the number or position of your substituent. In next example, now let us identify the alkyl group first. Let's see which is our alkyl group. 1, 2, 3, 4. So butyl is our alkyl group. But what butyl it is? You can see it is what? Having a carbon atom which is attached to 3 other carbon atoms. So this is your tertiary carbon. So alkyl is tertiary butyl. Therefore the name of this is tertiary butyl iodide, and its IUPAC name would be what? 1, 2, 3. This is your parent chain having more number of carbon with a substituent. So 1, 2, 3, that is propane. At second position we have our halogen, so it becomes 2-iodo. At same position we have other substituent methyl, 2-methyl, and the parent chain is of 3 carbon, therefore it is propane. 2-iodo, 2-methyl propane. Okay, now let's move to the next example. CH3 CH2Cl. Okay, the condensed form of the same structure I have written next to it. Okay, in the same way the above structure can also be written in the condensed form. I always suggest you to write the condensed form into more simpler form and then you name them. Okay, it becomes easy. So if you get the structure like this, you first make the simple form of it and then you try to name it. Okay, now first let's see a common name. What is this group? This is what? A neo group. Why it is a neo group? Because there is a carbon chain in which the second carbon is having 2 alkyl group attached to it. So this particular part is your neo part. Now which neo alkyl is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 carbon means it is a neopentyl group. Okay, and your name becomes what? Neopentyl, that is your alkyl group. This is your alkyl. And which halide is here? Chlorine, so it becomes chloride. Neopentyl chloride. Look, we have seen the example of every kind. Plain alkyl group, isoalkyl group, and now comes the neopentyl group. Okay, so neopentyl chloride, what is its IUPAC name? The first rule is to find what? The longest chain. So you can see your longest chain is 1, 2, 3. Why I am not taking this 1, 2 and 3? Because it does not have your halogen. You will select that chain as your longest chain which contains your halogen in it. Okay, so this is your first carbon, this is your second and third carbon. What would be its name? Chlorine becomes chloro. As the chain is longer, you have to mention the position. What is the position of chlorine? Its first position. So 1 chloro, then the name of your parent chain. Your parent chain is propane with 2 substituents attached to it. Mention the position of substituents with the position of locants, that is 2-methyl. So how many methyl groups are there at the second position? 2-methyl, so we'll mention it 2 times. 2, 2 di methyl pentane. Sorry, it's not pentane, it's propane. Okay, sorry, 2,2 dimethyl propane. Okay. Okay, the next example you can see here is CH3 single bond CH, CH3 CH2 I. Okay, so what would be its common name? 1 2 3 4, that is a butyl group, but not an n-butyl. It is what? An isobutyl. So you'll write what? Isobutyl. And which halide is here? Iodide. Isobutyl iodide. Now what is its common IUPAC name? 1 2 3, that is your parent chain. You always find the parent chain first. Okay, your parent chain is propane having a substituent at second position. First you mention the name of halogen as 1-iodo 2-methyl propane. Okay, now let's move forward. Here you have the example of which halide? It is what? A vinyl halide. This CH2 double bond CH group is a vinyl group, so its common name is what? Vinyl chloride. And what would be its IUPAC name? Again halogen first and then the name of hydrocarbon. So your halogen is chlorine. Okay, so it becomes chloro. Attached to which group? This is ethene. It becomes chloroethene. Okay, so now when unsaturated hydrocarbon is there, that is when we have alkene and alkyne, remember the preference is not while numbering the chain. The preference while numbering the chain is not given to halogen but is given to the double bond or triple bond. It means when you will number the chain, you will number it from the end which is nearer to your double or triple bond. In our this example it was not needed because both the carbon can be termed as the first carbon. So if chlorine was here, then also its position would be first position, and if it is here, then also it would be what? Your first carbon. So mentioning the position in case of ethene is not important. You can simply write it as chloroethene. In this next example you can see we have 3 carbon chain where the double bond is at which position? First position. Okay, I am preferring double bond over halogen atoms while numbering the chain. Okay, so this is your first carbon, this is your second, and this is your third carbon. So your halogen is attached to which carbon? Which carbon? Third carbon. So you'll write it as 3-bromo. Which group? 3-bromo. Now here you have to mention the position of double bond also. Prop 1E. Okay, its common name would be what? This is your which group? Allyl group, which we have discussed in the classification. That is in sp3 hybridized carbon atom bonded to a carbon which is having a double bond. This is your allyl group. Okay, so when allyl group is there, you will say it as allyl bromide. Okay, then next one is what? You can see it is what? An alkyne. So your halogen is bonded to an alkyne. The name of this would be what? Chloro. Its common name first I am writing. Let's write the common name first. So when we write the name of an alkyne in common system, we'll here first mention now what? The name of halogen. It becomes what? Chloro. And we all remember that C triple bond C bond is known as acetylene in common system. So it becomes chloroacetylene. And In IUPAC system it is chloroethyne. Okay. Next example is of an aromatic compound. Here you can see the halogen is not directly attached to your aromatic ring. It is attached to what? A carbon first. So this would be preferred over the benzene ring. Name of the compound would be termed as what? This is your main chain, that is an alkane chain. It contains only one carbon, so it is what? A derivative of methane. Okay. So methane is having halogen at one side and an alkyl group which is in here is an aryl group attached to it. So the name of this aryl group is what? Phenyl. Okay. So we are going to name it as what? Iodo. That is, first we always write in IUPAC system, first we always write the name of your halogen. So iodo. Then the name of your parent chain. Your parent chain is of methane, but methane is having a substituent. To mention the substituent next to the name of your halogen, iodo phenyl, and then methane. This is the IUPAC name of this compound. Okay, iodo phenyl methane. What is its common name? In common system, this part, benzene ring having CH2, is known as benzyl. So your name of alkyl is what? Benzyl. And name of halide is what? Iodide. Benzyl iodide. Next one is what? An example of substituted aromatic compound. Here you can see the halogen is directly attached to your benzene ring. Okay. In common system, if more than one substituents are there, we use the prefixes ortho, para and meta to describe the position of the substituent. Okay. So what is here? This particular group, benzene having CH3, is known as toluene. Okay. So toluene is having what? An iodine substituted to it. At which position? This is your ortho position. These two are meta, and this one is your para. So we can write the name, common name of this as para iodo toluene. And what would be its IUPAC system name? In IUPAC, we, in place of ortho, para, meta, we use what? Numbers. Okay. So this is your first number. Sorry, this is your first. Then this is second one, this is third, and iodine is at fourth position. So it becomes 4 iodo toluene. Okay. Let's see some more example. Here we have what? A benzene having two same halogen derivative halogens. Okay, so it becomes what? This is ortho, this is meta, this is para. Okay, so para dichlorobenzene. This is the common name, or 1,4-dichlorobenzene. This is your IUPAC name. What is this? This is simply mono substituted benzene. It becomes iodo benzene in both the system, IUPAC as well as common system. Now let's discuss how to write the structure from the given name. I have written one name here, tertiary butyl bromide. Let's try to make this structure and then we'll name its IUPAC name. Okay, so whenever tertiary butyl comes, first you draw the structure of an alkyl group. Tertiary butyl means a alkyl group having a tertiary carbon atom. So what is tertiary carbon atom? A carbon which is attached to 3 other carbon atoms. Okay, so this I have made what? A tertiary carbon. Okay, so this is CH3, CH3 and CH3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 means butane, and it is having one hydrogen less, so it becomes butyl. This is your tertiary butyl. And which halide is attached here? Bromine. So I'll make what? A bromine here. This is your tertiary butyl bromide. Now let's try to name its IUPAC name. First, what is the rule? Find out the longest chain that has the functional group in it. Our functional group is halogen. So here let's see the straight chain first. 1, 2. Only 2 carbons are here, which is having bromine. And if we number it from here, 1, vertically it has 1, 2 and 3. So this is your preferred chain because it contains more carbon in it. Okay, the vertical chain you will select as your parent alkane. 1, 2, 3. At second carbon you have bromine as well as a methyl substituent. Okay, so the IUPAC name will be what? First mention the halogen 2-bromo, then name of the parent alkane, that is 2-methyl propane. Okay, in the same way we can make what? Another, take one more example, neohexyl chloride. What is neo group? First we'll make the neo group. Okay, C, a carbon attached to the carbon from all the sides. Okay, this is your neo group. Or you can say a normal chain of carbon in which the second carbon is attached to 2 more methyl groups. Okay, so this is your neo group. How many carbons we have made? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hexyl means how many carbons? 6 carbons. So you extend the chain. Okay, here 1 more carbon is needed. Now it becomes 6 carbon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then comes your what? A halogen, which is chlorine here. Okay, neohexyl chloride. Now what is its IUPAC name? Find out the longest chain. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is our longest chain having halogen in it. Okay, number the chain from the end which is nearer to your halogen. At third position you can find that 2 substituents are there. Okay, 2-methyl. So we are going to name it as what? First mention the name of your halogen and position of that halogen. It is 1-chloro. Then comes your substituent to the parent chain, 3,3-dimethyl. How many carbons? 4. So it becomes butane. I am writing it below because there is no space to write. Okay, it becomes 1-chloro-3,3-dimethyl butane. Another example, let's take. I have written the name 1,2-dibromopropane. As you can guess from the name, I have mentioned the halogen first, so it is a IUPAC name given to you. You will make the structure from it. 1,2-dibromopropane. Propane is your parent chain, so make the skeleton of propane first. Okay, then substituents are what? Bromo at first carbon as well as at second carbon, 1,2-dibromo. Okay, now satisfy the valency of carbon atom by substituting proper number of hydrogen, CH3. Here only 1 hydrogen is needed, and here how many? 2 hydrogens are needed. Okay, so this is your what? 1,2-dibromopropane. Okay, let's finish today now. You can do more examples of nomenclature by referring to your textbook, or by going online you can find some examples. So practice more for nomenclature. Okay, now let's finish our lecture today, and inshallah in our next lecture we will start with the methods of preparation. Okay, until then please be safe, take care of yourself. Goodbye. Allah Hafiz.